What's going on, Workforce? Brian here, and today we're talking about our Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers challenge, as well as a potential Final Fantasy North Texas kind of fan get-together. And we'll talk about that here in a second. There's a couple things we're thinking about doing. I'm really excited to kind of share some some thoughts, and I'd like to know yours on that topic. But before we get started regarding our that news and the challenge here, I do want to shout out ICMO1024 for being a part of the Workforce Notification Squad, being the first comment on our EA Ninja payout $1 million video that we just posted this morning. So thanks, ICMO. Really glad you're here. And yeah, if you guys aren't a part of the workforce, all you got to do is hit that subscribe button. We hope you do, and we hope that you like this video and you hit that thumbs up if you do. But either way, let us know what you think, what you're feeling. But let's go ahead and dive right in. So before we talk about the challenge, I did kind of tease Final Fantasy FanFest-ish, fan gather. We don't have a name for it. Here for North Texas. Being a resident here in the DFW Metroplex, we've been kind of talking about like what can we do, especially if you don't want to go to the East or West Coast. There's all these different events that happen. And so talking with Paul from Gather Together, Rubicon Vale, we're talking about doing something. Like, we don't have all the details. I've kind of floated the idea kind of in like a tweet and things like that. And it seems like people are generally interested in it. So right now we're talking to a few venues, and Paul and I are supposed to get together for lunch here in a week to kind of maybe scout out something to see if anything would work as well. So the goal is just to kind of get together and hang out and maybe have a drink if you're, over 21 in this case. We don't have the details, but I just kind of wanted to make this and float this idea because literally we just got asked in a comment by somebody who was like, hey, is that thing still happening? And so in my mind, this is something we hopefully will be able to do come May. I'll let you know one way or the other if that's going to be a possibility or if that's something we just have to push down the road due to logistics reasons. Because A, right now, we have no idea what the number would be. B, my goal would be just to kind of keep it free and say, hey, let's all get together and, hang out, do something cool, play some video games. If the space that we're looking at kind of pans out, I'll let you guys know more and we'll make it more official. But I'm saying this because A, if you're not a part of our Discord, be sure to click the link in the header of this video. Or at least our channel banner. That way you can kind of be a part of that, and you can also be a part of that conversation if you're interested in attending. So that's just the idea. Hopefully this is something we'll be able to do, because it just seems like there's a lot of interest out there, especially for people here in Texas who don't get to go to the East West Coast or weren't able to make it to FanFest. And this would not be officially sponsored by Square Enix or anything like that. It would just be like, hey, let's get together, gather together, I guess, for the podcast. So going to transition from that into the Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers challenge. And the goal and the idea behind this just kind of became, or it comes from my own personal goals. There is 15 weeks at the time of this recording of this video before we're all gonna be in Shadowbringers. So whether you're a WoW refugee, whether you've been playing this game for a long time, whether you're on a break, whether you're coming back and you're trying to get caught up and prepping for Shadowbringers, I thought this would be a really cool idea to kind of set your own challenge. I'm going to tell you what I'm challenging myself to do, and we can communicate that together in the comments below. And then later, ideally, we can sit here and say, like, did we hit the challenge? Did we make it? Did we not? Because I think depending on what you decide to do for your own specific challenge, because I can't say, I want you to hit and do everything and clear everything, because that's not realistic. And that's not going to apply to everybody. So the goal is kind of like we're going to challenge each other to come up with something. And I'm sure the thing is that I'm sure you already have it. You have a goal in mind, and this is just kind of solidifying it, as well as ideally sharing it with us. What I hope that this can be, and I'm not gonna promise, because we'll have to see. Maybe everybody's like, now we're good. See you in Shadowbringers. But the goal is that I'm going to share my goals. I'm going to stream and I'm going to talk about it, and I want to have that conversation, and I want to also try to challenge you guys to do something to hit that goal, and with that kind of time frame, because it's simple to say, like, I want to hit every job to 70, but without like any kind of time frame on it, then like what are you really doing? But at the same time, also make sure that you are respectful enough so you don't get burned out. Because the worst thing that could happen from this video, Shadowbringers launches and you're just winded because you've gone on this epic quest. So this is kind of the evolution of kind of the challenge log, and what I hope this can be is something bigger, especially with the channel down the road. So we'll have to wait and see. But that being said, my personal challenge to Brian is I'm going to finish all my crafters and all my gathers. If you've kind of checked out the stream a little bit, I have finished off Weaver, I've finished off Blacksmith, and I've finished off Leatherworker. I am working on Carpenter right now. I have the rest of them to go. I have never really I've never cooked anything in this game, despite being a level 15 culinarian. Thank you, turn-ins. And so I'm gonna get that done, and I'm gonna get all of my gathers, which range from 62 to 66 right now. So they're all, I feel like, within striking distance to be able to get this done. And then with 15 weeks, mathematically, with the various leaves to be able to power up these crafts, I hope that I can be able to accomplish that with also taking at least 2 weeks off sometime in May or early June from the game, just to be ready for Shadowbringers when it drops. That's my personal goal. My stretch goal is to finish every little side quest that is out there in the world, not thinking of the the crafting and the gathering quest per se, thinking of all the various little battle challenges and stuff out there. So that is how I'm going to do it. Now, I'm going to be taking advantage of the leave system. I'm going to be taking advantage of the Namazu Beast Tribe quest. So those, in retrospect, or in hindsight, or in, well, I don't even know English apparently, in whatever that, by doing this, I think I'm also going to end up capping the Namazu, just because if I'm taking advantage of that, it's I think a natural thing that's going to happen naturally. Anyway, so that's my challenge to me. And thus, I want to issue kind of a template challenge to you. And if you're a WoW refugee, if you're new to the game, my challenge to you before Shadowbringers drops is to get to cap and to finish the main story. There's 15 weeks. I think that's pretty challenging. Seeing that you got all of ARR, you got all of Heavensward, and you've got all of Stormblood, there's a lot of story to get accomplished. And I'll leave it up to you if you're going to skip cutscenes. I personally don't recommend it. The game does a really good job, has a really interesting narrative. There's a lot going on, and I think Stormblood is going to really play into some of the themes that we've seen in both ARR and Heavensward, that really will hopefully start to bring about the story and a resolution to some of the questions that I've been burning in my soul since I first stepped into Eorzea over 9 years ago. So, or around 9 years ago. That's the framework for you guys. Now, if you've been in and you've got, if you're caught up on story, that's where it gets a little bit different, because to say like cap all your crafters, that could burn you out, and I don't want to do that. So find something that you've kind of wanted to do that you've kind of put off. And again, like I would say, if you need help, and in our case, we're on Aether, the Sargatanas server specifically. But if you need help, get connected with us, because like maybe it's to get all the primal ponies, right? Well, maybe get paired up with like somebody who's needing blue mage skills. So like if your goal is to get all the blue mage skills, like maybe pair up with somebody who wants primal ponies, because that way it's efficient. So that's kind of hopefully what this will end up being, is also just a reminder that we have a Discord server. We have a big community playing on Primal and on Aether, and soon, most likely on Crystal, when that happens here in a couple of weeks. Lord help us all. So hopefully that goes smooth. Anyway, that's the thought here. That's the craziness of this video. Let me know about what you're thinking. If kind of a fan get together for Final Fantasy, not for Work To Game. Somebody the other day said my loyal fans, and it didn't sit well with me. And I thought about just posting that as a specific video, but just to take an aside here, like I don't want you to be fans of the channel or Chris or myself. I want you to be a part of the community. I want you to be a part of the workforce. And I think when somebody says loyal fans, it doesn't sit well, because that's not what this is. And that's kind of what I want the Texas fan get together. It's not a fan of us. It's not a fan of gather together. It's I mean, you can like what we do. Like, I'm not gonna knock that, and thank you for being here. But it's a fan of video games and celebration of that, and celebration of joy, and the celebration of Final Fantasy in the state of Texas. Because to my knowledge, it hasn't happened yet before. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's always been something. If there is, let me know, because maybe we can plug into that as some kind of established thing. Because Lord knows, my skills at running events are anyway. Like, I'm hopefully going to keep it low key. Hopefully it's just going to be something where, you know what, hey, let's get together, let's have some fun, let's gather together, bars open, and let's talk Final Fantasy. That's the goal, and that's the challenge. So hopefully you feel challenged. Hopefully you're thinking about what it wants to be. Let me know in the comments below, like, what are you challenging yourself to do? And then hopefully we can do something fun where, like you did this and then you accomplished it. So try to set some kind of time frame, because let's say you're at level 69 and you're like, I'm gonna hit level 70. It's like, well, I mean, okay, great. Like, can you do it in a day? Can you do it by? Anyway, I'm being silly. So without further ado, guys, I thank you so much for checking out this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's been challenging. I hope it's been interesting and fun to watch. And like I said, if you like this video, be sure to hit that like button. If you're new here, I hope you hit that subscribe button. Keep coming back. My name is Brian. This is Work To Game. We're a community. We're not a fan service thing. So I don't really know how to end it. So I'll talk to you guys soon, and take care. Hey, it's me. It's been a while since I talked to you guys directly this way, but don't tell anybody. We've got even more epic content planned for this channel. The response has been incredible. We hope to see you. If you're new, hit subscribe, leave us a comment. I'd like to talk to you more about video games. I can't seem to speak my language. All right.